Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Kelly Sparks. Today I'm going to be starting a new series on Buffalo Trace whiskeys. So I'm going to start off with the old Benchmark Old Number 8 brand. This is the bottom line entry level bourbon you can get from Buffalo Trace. As you can see behind me, I've got more lined up. I've got Ancient Age, Old Charter, Buffalo Trace, Sazerac, Eagle Rare, my own special blend that we'll get into later, and then I got some E.H. Taylors and some hard to find ones up on top. So what I'm going to do, and this was asked by a viewer from one of a previous video, if I would try it. I've got one glass poured neat. I've got one glass poured with about a cap full of water, so it probably takes it down to about 30%. This is bottled at 40% alcohol. And I've got one glass that's been sitting for a few minutes, and I put one old school ice tray ice cube in it and poured it level with the top, so it's going to bring it down considerably. It's going to change the flavor. It's going to do a lot, especially with it colder. This bottle, it's bottled at 40%, like I said. It runs around $11.50 plus tax here locally in East Texas. So it's cheap. It's inexpensive. From the website, from the Buffalo Trace website, it said it's named after the McAfee brothers, who surveyed a site just north of Frankfort in the late 1700s. This rye recipe bourbon is yet another label that honors the storied history of the distillery and the land it sits on. So, I'm not going to worry about any tasting notes. Probably not ever going to do that anymore. Fuck it. Oh yeah. So this is a Kentucky straight bourbon. It smells like bourbon. It doesn't actually smell too bad. I mean, compared to some of the other shite that we've had lately. I mean, it smells like it's a 2-year-old bourbon, at least. You can tell it's a Buffalo Trace whiskey. It's got that familiar caramel, and even though it's a rye heavy bourbon, it's not very spiky. It doesn't have a lot of punch. It really, I mean, it's shit for $12. It's I might have another bottom line whiskey I can go to. That's just not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and try this one. That's been taken down to about 30%. Yeah, it's just not near enough. I mean, you can still taste the bourbon. The nose is almost gone completely. So that one's going to be a lot better off neat, in my opinion. It's already taken down it's taken down as far as you can get it to be called a bourbon. 40% alcohol, so they've already watered it down enough. I would not suggest adding water to it. Now over an ice cube, see how that goes. Man, that's really, and I hate to say it, but I have a feeling that it's the same mash bill, and I haven't looked this information up yet. I didn't even try to. I would have a feeling that it's probably the same mash bill as Blanton's, because I kind of get that same flavor out of it. With Ice Cube, it's still watered down considerably, and there's not near as much flavor. It kind of actually gives it a little more. You can tell it's not chill filtered because it fogs up in the glass, but it actually kind of gives it a little more syrupy feel to it once it's chilled a little bit. And that's most whiskeys, most alcohol does that anyway. So But if I had to pick a way to drink this one, I would drink it neat versus the other two. And it's not, for $12, you can't expect much, but it's really not that bad. For a $12 whiskey, you can probably find a lot worse. If you're in a pinch and you just want to get hammered, benchmark number 8. It'll do you right. You might have a horrible hangover the next day. Well, can't imagine. So that's my honest opinion on this whiskey and its variations. Take it for what you will. I do this for myself and for people out there who are interested in learning more about whiskey and broadening their minds. So that's all I got. Have fun, drink some whiskey. Don't forget, Bearded Idiots Podcast. Check us out. We got episode 22 dropping this Sunday. There's interesting stuff. We talk about life and drama and shit. And there's one story I get to talk about my love life. One episode you get to hear about my love life. You'll have to find that one. So I'm at Son of Thor 3 on Instagram. Check me out. Like this video, subscribe. I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. I am completely overwhelmed and humbled by the amount of subscribers I've gotten in the last week. It's just ridiculous. So stay tuned. Like I said, I'm going to do next with Ancient Age, and we're just going to run through the list. And I'm probably going to set it up based on price level. So check it out. Like it, share it with your friends, and like always, drink some whiskey, share that with your friends and family, and have a good time. Y'all be safe.